Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of NEOSOULed Radio. I'm your host, Kyrie Nashim, aka NEOSOULed, and today we have a special guest, a rising artist hailing from Long Island, New York. Please welcome Chris Dali.
What's up? My name is Chris Dali. How y'all doing? I'm a rapper from New York, especially Long Island, and I'm just here to create great music and give you guys a new sound.
Yeah. I'm aware that you have a new project, Adapting, dropping October 13th. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yes, well, to begin with, Adapting, it was supposed to be released all the way in February or March, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I had a lot of things going on in my life. I was in a relationship at the time, and I had a lot of schoolwork, and I barely had time to align my work with my career. And honestly, the delay was crazy. So fast forward to October, and here we are. And the reason why it's October 13th is because my birthday is October 12th. Not only did I want to get a gift for my birthday, I wanted to give one to the world. So why not my EP?
I love that. And I can totally relate to just life and school kind of weighing you down and holding you back. And I commend you for pushing through that. I'm aware that your music, it also touches on topics like self-love and heartbreak. Can you tell me about your relationships with people and, your relationship with yourself?
Yeah, I'm kind of picky. I'm not gonna lie. I have really high standards, and if a certain individual can't meet that standard, I will not date them. I am not the type to just date somebody for their body. I really enjoy their energy, their vibe, and what they bring to the table. For example, the reason why I just love myself so much is honestly, I've been alone for so long and purposefully too, not just because I couldn't. I was celibate for a while. I only focused on my career for a while. I literally only focused on myself for a while to a point where I just love myself. Like I might see a mirror and just be like, damn, you're handsome type shit. But like it's not like being cocky. It's just to remember like, hey, I love myself. I'm not in the mirror saying, oh, you look ugly. Nah, like truly I like found a new love for myself and I love it.
And do you think that you developed this through being alone, through solitude?
Mm, sort of. I developed this through rough patches in my life. I've had a crazy childhood. I've had an all right high school years. I've had a lot of major impacts that I've talked about in my music, and especially I am going to talk about this one subject that really changed my mind and opened my mind to like a new world. It's going to be the last song on my EP. There is going to be a music video to it, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, definitely.
Yeah.
And I know that one of the songs that's on the EP is Don't Savor, correct?
Yes.
In that song, you say, "Are you ready to change your past?" What do you mean by that?
This is a touchy subject, but I am completely okay with talking about it. This song is about not just one experience, but a couple experiences in my life, and not just mine. But this is the story. I'm basically talking to somebody I love or an individual that I see myself dating. And she's still caught up on the past, troubled, toxic relationship. And she can't get over the barrier of trust. I get it's a touchy subject. And for most people, it is not easy at all to trust. But if I'm being honest, like I can safely say I've never cheated in my life and I don't plan to. So not only did I say it's okay, you don't have to trust me, I am completely fine with building that trust, but you can't just completely dictate a past relationship and a past experience to like a new people and to somebody you claim to love. How can you truly love somebody if you can't even trust them to go outside or trust them to just be themselves? Like what's wrong here? So the bar was, are you ready to change your past? It's a serious question. Are you or are you not? Because change is required because you can't just always be in a shell forever.
Hmm. No, I can totally relate to that. And it's definitely painful to be with somebody who doesn't trust you, kind of making you feel like you're trapped in a cage. How did you get through that situation? How did it end up resolving itself?
If I'm being honest, I try to resolve it. I'm not perfect. They're not perfect either. Nobody's perfect. So get that conclusion out of your head. But to love somebody, you have to endure their flaws. If you can't endure their flaws, then you're never going to truly love somebody. You're just going to love them for the feeling they bring. And that's that sort of is love, but it's not really true love. Like that's just a feeling at the end of the day. And I'm a tough lover. If I truly claim to love you, I won't give up on you easily, and I won't give up on the relationship so easily. I really tried with this one individual. At the end of the day, it didn't work out. They not only disrespected me, but disrespected my boundaries, and thought it was too much when they were in the wrong. You know, I wish them the best. I wish them complete success in all their life, but I truly never want to go back, and I never want to see the individual again. As respectfully as respectful, like my bad, but I just have to be out there, you know, because I know some people they're like, oh, I can't find love. I think I might just go back to my ex, or I think I might just go back to the person that gave me the feeling of love. If
Yeah.
they did you wrong,
Then what's the point, you know?
yeah, you're just not loving yourself at that point. You're disrespecting your own self. You're worth so much more than just not even the bare minimum. Like if your other partner isn't able to do things that you would do for them in a heartbeat, why fucking stay, man?
Yeah, or just why go backwards in general, you know? For me, if you already had a situation that played out with somebody, you've already seen how they're going to show up in your life. You've already seen how they're going to do you. And so, what's the point of going back? I think a lot of people do that because they're too scared and because it's easier in a lot of ways not to bet on
Yeah,
yourself and not to forge your own path, not to be that lone wolf, you know what I mean? But you have to respect
it's
yourself at the end of the day. And so I commend you, you know, not only for doing that, but for sharing it with me. Thank you, you know.
like just it's not only that too, but it's just comfort. A lot of people are just comfortable with being comfortable, and some individuals aren't comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's why I say adapting is the name of my EP too, because most people say I'm this artist, that artist, this artist, that artist. But in reality, for this EP, I have a bunch of different beats and I have a bunch of different sounds and I have a bunch of different flows. I personally want to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, let's say, for example, I blow up tomorrow, right? And fucking, I don't know, somebody that's out of my element, like Playboy Cardi. Like, if you've heard my music, I don't sound at all like Playboy Cardi or bring that energy or vibe. But if he were to bring that beat, I would like try to kill it or at least try to do my best. I'm not going to decline it. Maybe if it's bad, but don't get me wrong. Not all bad beats are like bad. Sometimes you just don't prefer it and you prefer others over others.
Right, right. And I totally relate to just being adaptable and not holding yourself back, you know, to one genre or just one means of expressing yourself. One thing that I noticed in looking at your artistry is that you're really good at promoting yourself and pushing your music. So my question is, how
Thank
do
you.
you, yeah, yeah, of course. My question is, how do you stay motivated to keep on creating and posting your content?
Posting and creating, honestly, I've never been shy in front of the camera. Maybe early in my life, in my high school, I'd probably be like, oh, no, 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 type shit. But as I grew older, I just got more comfortable with myself and loved myself to a point where I'm like, oh, I don't care how I look that day. I don't care how I look this day. If I sound good, if I look good, if I bring that vision out, I'm putting it out there and I'm taking no risk. If it hits 100 views, who cares? If it hits 1,000 views, who cares? The point is, you just gotta keep working, man. It's like this one bar that Logic said. You could be the best rapper alive, but still be stacking produce.
Hmm.
Like you need to get your sound out. I may have a vision and it may or may not flop. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like as much work as I'm doing on the media, I have so much to learn because the algorithm changes every day. I went from having really good views on TikTok and on YouTube to like dropping, and onto TikTok to not even hitting like 200 sometimes or 300 or 400. And now I go on Reels and maybe I hit 800 views or 2,000 or 3,000 or 10,000 or maybe even 40. Who knows? It's all random.
And how did
But
that affect you when you started to lose those views? I know that, you know, for some people, when they post something and it's successful and then the next time they don't really get the response that they want, it can be really discouraging.
I take it with a grain of salt. I get a lot of love in my life, but I also get a lot of hate, believe it or not. I think I make pretty good music. I'm not saying I am the best. I'm not saying I'm on par with like rappers that I love and I look up to, but I'm on my way there. And it's kind of sad to sit here like all the hate coming, but I don't let it affect me because if it's hate, I don't care. But if it's like judgmental hate, like maybe I can add this, if it's actual criticism, like that's good, I'll take it in, right? And I'll add it or maybe I'll look into it. But if it's just hate, it doesn't really phase me anymore. I have this whole barrier, right? And not only just online, but even when I go play soccer, if somebody's talking shit, I'll bring the same energy. Like I'll let my actions speak for me. If you really think like 2 words, 5 words is gonna like hurt me from like a complete random online, you're mistaken. Like I don't care. I'll respond from time to time because it's funny. Sometimes I like to like, keep going because like, I take it with a grain of salt. And honestly, I think like if you hating somebody on the internet, you a clown for real.
Why do you have so much time?
Yeah, like go read a book or something.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of it
Like
is just people who are too afraid to put themselves out there. And so when they see people doing it, it irritates them. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, they don't like to see somebody shine. Like they don't.
Right. And it's really unfortunate. So I'm hearing that you said that you've always liked to get attention and put yourself out there since you were a kid. And I'm wondering how your upbringing in the East Coast, how that affected you as an artist.
Growing up, I lived in this small little neighborhood, and they were pretty racist. I'm not gonna lie, believe it or not. I am not the darkest person alive. I am not the lightest person alive either. But I was still labeled a monkey. I was like too black. It's not just that, but I wasn't the best looking kid. For example, I was kind of chubby, and I'd get picked on. But as time went on throughout high school, like I just became like a better individual, stopped really caring about what other people thought, and just became myself. Obviously, I didn't become Chris Dali yet, but I was taking baby steps. And everything that went on in my life kind of made me who I am and what I am. There isn't shit I'd change. That's what I'm gonna say at all. I actually don't care how much rough patches I've been through. It made me a fucking soldier.
Hmm. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. And it's a very interesting perspective. I definitely dealt with bullying, growing up and being a kid. And I don't know if I'm at a place where I would say that I have no regrets about it, but I do see how it played into shaping me into who I am, into, being an individual and putting myself out there and just, I don't know, I guess from an early age, you learn that being different, people are going to put you down. And I think when you're a kid, everybody's just struggling with their own issues. And unfortunately, some kids use that as a means to harm others.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tragic, but what are you gonna do, man? Life is life. Go on. You know what I mean?
Right. All you can do is just keep pushing. And
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm aware that around last year, you performed at your first open mic. How was that
Yeah.
process for you? And are you still performing?
Actually, I took a little break from performing only because I've been trying to focus more on the marketing scheme and trying to focus more on producing my own beats and engineering my own songs. I'm not at the level of Russ yet,
Right.
but let's just say I most of the songs on the EP that you're gonna hear are mixed by me and engineered by me. But to the point of performing, I did take a break. I could perform at my next open mic, honestly, at my school again. Still debating what songs to do because although it is just like, adults, I kind of don't like putting songs about, let's say too many curse words. I probably prefer what I am, although that is in my vocabulary. Those were the right words to say to define those individuals. But I love performing. I got the jitters just like I got at the beginning of this interview. But as it went on, I got more comfortable. I was performing with my hands, with my like an actual performance. And that was my first open mic that I performed at. But I also got to perform at Lit Fest. It was a great experience. Everybody had love for me. I had love for the people that showed love for me. And I'm honestly very thankful for the opportunity I had. And I know that they had another event this year, and I did get to go and see some artists, and it was pretty dope. So hopefully, I'm able to be on the lineup next year or be in any like concert because I finally have some like new music out that's gonna be an actual concert, not just like my friends that like love my lyrics gonna love it. No, it's gonna be some hype shit, like some lit shit.
No, and I'm
Yeah.
really excited not only to hear that, but to see you grace the stage again. Definitely get a video when you do start performing again. Really excited to see. My next question, it was recently reported that the AI generated song of Drake and The Weeknd, it was submitted for the Grammys. How do you feel about AI art in general?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's great. I think it sounds very, very, very realistic, which is kind of scary. And I feel like record labels can use and abuse that.
Right.
But also at the same time, it kind of like defeats the purpose of new artists. You know what I mean? I say this because most artists, take a long time to release a song or release a single. And by then, some new artists, let's say, for example, who blew up this year, probably Aaron May. He's actually an inspiration of mine, but he's a rapper from Texas, and he actually like got bigger numbers than he did this year, and it's amazing to see. But it's the fact that nobody released that much songs that made him rise and rise and rise up to the top. And I think it's good and bad. I just hope it isn't on the long term. I think I heard in the news that it's not gonna actually like get streams or like get revenue from it. I'm not too sure about the whole story.
Yeah, nah, it freaks me out. I can't lie that there are a lot of aspects in life that AI is going to be really beneficial, but when it comes to music, that is what freaks me out. Now, I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie, there are definitely some songs that sound really good. I personally haven't actually listened to the one of Drake and The Weeknd, but I've heard ones from
Don't
Whitney
worry. I didn't either.
Houston, like Ariana Grande, SZA. It's pretty wild, but I don't trust the industry when it comes to that. I feel like they already treat artists like they're replaceable enough.
Oh yeah.
It was submitted for the Grammys, but I did recently hear that it was turned down, thankfully. But
Let's
just
go.
imagine
Yeah.
that, would the Weeknd, like the real Weeknd and the real Drake, would they be awarded for this, or just the guy that
Yeah.
used the AI to create them?
It's crazy to me that it was even a consideration.
Yeah, yeah, but
Like,
I don't put it past anybody.
yeah, like I did hear this one AI song. It was like some XXX Tentacion singing to some Mac. It was Chambers of Reflection by XXX, and that sound was amazing. I'm like, no way, yo, this sounds great, but I would never like hear him ever sing this, but
I
it
mean,
still sounded beautiful.
I don't doubt you that it sounded amazing. I haven't listened to it myself. I don't doubt you, but that's what worries me. The
Yeah.
X and the Lil Peeps and the,
Yes. Everybody that's
DMX,
dead.
everybody that's dead, exactly. That's the perfect way for them to just continue to make money. I know that they
Yeah.
recently had released an Aaliyah song with The Weeknd a couple years ago. This is probably in like
Oh,
2021.
word.
And
Damn.
they had said that, like, oh, these are like some old Aaliyah, vocals from back in the day when she was alive. But a lot of people think that it was like some AI type of thing. Like, it didn't really sound like the real her. They also just released a song with Britney Spears and Will I Am. And a lot of people were saying, this sounds like Will I Am, but the Britney Spears don't sound like Britney Spears. So it's creepy. You know what I mean? It freaks me
Yeah.
out in that way. And we are back. So, Chris Dali, what is the most difficult decision that you've had to make in order to fulfill your destiny?
This one's easy. Probably let go of my relationship.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I was in love, and not only did I put most of my energy and all my energy into this individual and the relationship, I also kind of barely put time into my schoolwork. Although I did have passing grades, it's not what I'm used to. And not only that, but I would kind of not, I wouldn't say lack motivation, but I would lack the effort. That's what I'm gonna use. I like the effort to actually like go to my crib, learn a new mixing engineering style, or even just look at new beats. I got too comfortable to what I was doing. I'd hang out with her, go out, or just spend time with her, or just do anything related to her. And sometimes I barely didn't have any energy or time. I wouldn't say energy, time to focus on my music, and that's delayed my album or my EP for so long.
So it was
Not gonna
draining
lie.
you.
What?
It was draining you, the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is I'm glad it happened. It's not the way I wanted it to go down at all, or it's not the way I wanted it to play out, but it opened my eyes. For a long time, I really thought I wasn't capable of loving anybody because maybe I expected too much, but in reality, nah, don't set your standards low. I found somebody that fit them. Although it didn't work, while it did, I was happy, and it was probably the happiest times that I was with somebody. I'm not gonna lie. Give me a second.
So even though it ended painfully, you're
Yeah.
happy for the experience.
Yeah, it showed me a lot. For example, I was always the type of person to be like, although you may be in love, watch out for the red flags, watch out for this, watch out for that. And here we go. Me, same advice I gave to other people. I thought that I was able to change some of them. Obviously, it didn't work out, but it still brought to my attention that after this situation, I'm gonna see things that like are in right in front of me. It's not like you know what? It's okay. Maybe they're having a bad day. Like if it keeps on happening and happening and happening, like I try to play it off and like nah, not anymore. Like I'm really gonna see what's happening. I'm gonna stay quiet. I'll probably act dumb, but nah, like everything I see now is like straight up. I'm not gonna try to hide it because I love him. Like, nah, because if you love me the same way, this wouldn't even be happening. So not only that, but it showed me that it is true. Like, I'm a fucking hard lover. My love is so hard, like it's crazy. I did so much. And I know that I'm capable of so much more too, which is crazy. But financial issues. I'm a fucking broke college student. I wish I could take her out more. I wish I could do so much more. But although with low amount of money, I was still able to like come up with some ideas, cook at home, cook for her, cook for us, do activities, spend time, fun time too. Like it's crazy, you know what I mean? It really showed me a lot. And honestly, I'm not looking for anything. I'm not even looking for somebody. I have on the daily females that try to hit me up and try to talk to me, but I'm just not really so focused on all that. I have my whole career ahead of me. I'm doing great in school again, which is amazing. I haven't dropped a single grade below 96, and I'm so fucking proud of myself. Going almost to the gym daily, having love and doing the sports I used to play when I was back in high school. I'm playing at a higher efficiency, at a higher rate. I'm in a tournament. We're winning games. I'm having fun. I'm just loving life. Like every time I'm outside, I look at the sky. I look at everything. I feel happy.
Hmm.
But it's not always rainbows and fucking sunshines. I do have my bad days because I'm still healing, but I'm not gonna go out and break somebody's heart. I'm not gonna go out and use somebody's body. I'm way past that. Right now I'm just working on this fucking EP for you guys.
Just focusing on yourself, and it's beautiful to hear, yo. Like,
Yeah.
man, I think a lot of people use relationships as a means to avoid doing the work that you're doing. And I definitely feel like that's something that I did in the past, where the relationship, it could be going good, but next thing you know, you're losing yourself. You're not putting that time in, whether it be physically or just artistically or whatever your path is. It can be easy to be distracted, especially when you're young. So in a way, I can definitely relate to what you're saying, that even though it was painful what you've been through, it's good that you have that knowledge, not only of other people, but of yourself. Like, you're capable of love, you're capable of doing your best to show your love. They say love is an action. Like, you're capable of doing your best even if you don't have all the means, even if you're just like a young, broke college student. Where do you go to school, by the way?
Oh, I go to a community college in it's called Suffolk County Community College.
Okay, and what are you studying?
I actually study creative writing and liberal arts.
Oh, nice, nice.
So I use the advantage of, becoming a better writer through other philosophies and other writers too. It's not just like the J. Cole's and the Kendricks. So
And
yeah.
who would you say are like your biggest influences? I know you said J. Cole and Kendrick, and I believe on your page you had referenced Isaiah Rashad.
He's great. I have so many artists that I like. I love, but my like biggest, probably I'll give you top five. Most influential, number one, J. Cole. Number two, actually, Aaron May. Number three is an artist by the name of Jalen Santoy. He's on the come up too, but he makes great music. Isaiah Rashad is also one of them. Shmino, JID. I'm like open to hip hop. If it sounds great, I love it. I actually was fortunate enough to go see JID at Rolling Loud. I was a front row and I was like rapping every song, and I just felt the energy that he brought out. And that's like When I saw that, I was like, yo, I want to do this so badly. I was like, nah, I can't wait. I can't wait till the day I'm sold out show. Like sold out. Everybody like front row, everybody screaming your name, everybody rapping your lyrics. It was so great.
I know it feels good energetically being that artist. And shout out to JID. I actually got to see him and Smino live at the Soul Bloom Festival out here
Word.
in
That's what's up.
California. So we're here with Chris Dali. Do you have any further advice for our listeners, who may be artists or anybody out there with a dream to fulfill?
Look, if you're an artist, if you diss me, I'm dissing you. No, I'm kidding. Real talk. Like, if you're an artist and you ever need help, before you be like, oh, I can't do it, I can't, or just like have that negative mentality, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You're gonna fail.
Hmm.
But if you do have the mentality right now, but you're eager to change that, change will happen. You have to decide. You have to dictate your own path. You have to stay on track. I may be an up and coming rapper, but who knows? Maybe tomorrow I lack motivation. That motivation that I lacked is going to be monumental and maybe I never blow up. So it's not guaranteed. You have to put in so much work. Even if you have the talent, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Keep working, man. Keep grinding. If you think you found a new sound, keep it. If you think it's trash, or maybe you think it's not good enough, just make like maybe like a reel or maybe like a TikTok. You don't have to post a song, right? You can always keep it in your archives, but it's just about exposure. It's about bringing yourself out there. Just never be shy of a camera. Although, it comes with time. Try to like get better at it. Go to a room, turn on the flash from your camera, get the bad energies like, oh look, oh maybe I look ugly type shit. Like, no, it's okay. Nobody really cares about your opinion when you're a fucking amazing artist. Just look at Jay-Z. He's like, there's no such thing as ugly billionaires. I'm cute. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Shout out to Jay Z.
He had that bar. There's no such thing as ugly billionaires. I'm cute. Like, oh, like this motherfucker. Like,
That's facts.
facts. Money talks, even if you ugly. So, and I'm not saying he's ugly, but it's just like it's a bar. So
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
look, man, I've been in your shoes. I have lacked motivation for a while. I didn't post any music. I barely looked up beats, made beats, try to like figure out how to even make a beat, right? I'm still in the process of everything, and with time, you just have to trust yourself, man.
Yeah.
You have to, if you don't have any fans, it's okay. I didn't either at one point, and now I have a small fan base, and honestly, I love them so much, and I really am sorry for the delay on the EP, but holy shit, you guys are gonna love this EP. It's a whole other thing.
I know we are so excited for it. I love what you said about even if you don't have a huge following. If it's one thing that I've learned, it's that you never know who is out there really connecting with your art. You have so many people who admire you and they're either too shy to say anything or they can't admit it to themselves and so they're hating or just whatever. Like you never know how many people are truly being affected positively by what you put out. I think it's important to not even get tied up so much in how it will be received because when you stop focusing on that so much, you can really find yourself. Chris Dali, are there any other issues that you feel our listeners and our viewers should be aware of?
Keep your eyes open. If you see any bad energy, bad, maybe not even just bad energy, maybe some maybe energy, right? From maybe your friends, maybe individuals that look up to you, or not even look up to you, just know you. They might actually like prey on your downfall, which is kind of crazy and bizarre, right? I've had a couple of friends that turned on me for a couple hundred. It's all right. Cool. It's okay. Keep pushing. And I also have some people that still stick with me and still post my music, listen to my music too. They even listen to my old shit when I used to be called Ray out. Like it's crazy. It's amazing. I'm glad I can call those people my brothers, my sisters too. Look, there's one thing to say that you're ready for love, and there's also another that says you're lonely and I need attention. If you have that feeling whatsoever, don't go out and search for love because you're going to end up hurting the individual. Maybe they might even develop so much feelings for you to a point where, like, they can't give up on you until they really have to. So if you're feeling lonely, if you can't deal it with yourself, fine. But just don't do it to people that genuinely want to feel love. You know what I mean? You're going to destroy that memory. Fuck it. Character development, but shit, not everybody has to go through that. You know what I mean? I still know some high school sweethearts from my school, and it's crazy to know. So
Love is a huge driving factor for you. Would you say? Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah. I have so much love for myself, music, family, most importantly. Everything I do is like not only just for the pursuit of happiness, but I love what I'm doing for a reason. I may or may not love my job at the moment, but I have to get over that stump to get to where I want to be. So if I have to do it momentarily, cool. I'm with it. It took 18 years of my life to find out what I wanted to do in my life. So if you don't have a plan right now, it is okay. I had to be fucking 18 and I had to go through so much traumatic experiences to find out what I wanted to be in life.
How old do you know?
I am 20.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Chris Dali, I just want to thank you so much for your time and for your energy and for opening up. Thank you. Like, this has been such a great interview, and I'm so glad to have connected with you.
This was great. I had a great time. I fucking smile on my face. I'm glad that I got to talk to, your energy and your vibes. And honestly, how you talk is amazing. And
Oh, thank
I
you.
feel like a lot of people would agree.
Thank you. Thank you, dog. Where can they find you out there?
Find me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever it is. My name on Snap and IG is the same. It's chrisdali.aao. Shout out my record label, AAO Productions, all above order, man. We even got some merch coming too, which is great. And it's not gonna be some cheap ass merch because personally, I'm not gonna wear nothing cheap. And I'm not gonna wear nothing that I wouldn't give out to my fans. So it's always gonna be great quality. Always put out fair prices too, because I was broke too, and I'm still broke. Fuck it. I don't have like 50, 60 bands in my bank account like on demand. I'm making ends meet right now, which is like what I gotta do. But shit, I'll be on top soon.
We're all on the come up, yo. Like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
The journey is ongoing. Thank you so much, Chris Dali. We got Adapting dropping October 13th. I
Yes,
want you
sir.
guys to know that this has been Neo Souled Radio. I'm your host, Kyrie Nashim, aka Neo Souled. And remember, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Thank you.